I bet you have wondered about India's incredible spice legacy. Why is it that this one region, the Indian subcontinent, seems to be a veritable treasure trove of some of the world's most prized and diverse spices? We are talking about everything from the fiery kick of black pepper to the warm embrace of cardamom, the golden hue of turmeric, and the delicate scent of cinnamon. It is a question that goes beyond history and economics, diving deep into the fascinating world of ecology. Let us demystify it together, really quickly. First, let us establish what we mean by spice. These are not just things to make our food taste good. From a botanical perspective, spices are typically aromatic, pungent parts of plants, seeds, fruits, roots, bark, or flowers, used in small quantities for flavor, color, or preservation. Historically, they also held significant medicinal and cultural value. They are often packed with complex chemical compounds. The key is India's unparalleled geographical diversity. Imagine a landmass that encapsulates an entire continent's worth of environments. From the towering icy peaks of the Himalayas in the north to the sun-drenched tropical coasts in the south, and everything in between: deserts, fertile plains, dense rainforests, and high plateaus. This extreme variation is the bedrock for astonishing biodiversity. The mighty Himalayas are not just a physical barrier, they are a climate shaper. These colossal mountains block cold air masses from the north, keeping much of India warm and tropical. They also play a crucial role in trapping the monsoon rains, which are absolutely essential for the lush vegetation found across the subcontinent. This creates a unique microclimate effect. And here is the cool part. India's peninsular shape, jutting into the Indian Ocean, means it has vast coastlines. This maritime influence brings humidity and helps moderate temperatures, creating ideal conditions for many tropical and subtropical plant species to flourish, especially those that love consistent moisture and warmth. The monsoon system is truly the lifeblood of India's ecosystems. These seasonal winds bring torrential rains, transforming dry landscapes into vibrant, verdant paradises. This cyclical abundance of water fuels intense plant growth and supports a massive variety of flora, allowing a wide range of species to thrive and adapt. Within India, you find vast tropical zones areas with high temperatures and heavy rainfall year-round or during the monsoon season. These conditions are perfect for growing plants that require consistent heat and moisture, like many of our beloved spices, which often originate from dense, humid forest environments. From there, as you move away from the equator or up in elevation, you encounter subtropical zones. These areas have distinct seasons but still maintain significant warmth and humidity, allowing for a different set of plant species to evolve unique aromatic qualities that thrive in these transitional climates. This layering adds another dimension to the spice palette. What happens next? Surprisingly, India also boasts temperate highland regions, especially in the Himalayan foothills and certain plateaus. Here, plants adapt to cooler temperatures and different soil compositions. This ecological niche supports yet another array of unique plants, some of which also contribute to the spice cabinet, broadening the overall diversity. This leads to India being recognized as a major biodiversity hotspot. What does that mean? It is a biogeographic region with a significant reservoir of biodiversity that is under threat from humans. But crucially, these areas are incredibly rich in endemic species plants and animals found nowhere else on Earth. India is home to 4 such hotspots. The Western Ghats, a mountain range running parallel to India's western coast, is one such green jewel. It is older than the Himalayas and receives heavy monsoon rains, resulting in incredibly dense, diverse rainforests. This region is a major source for many of the spices we know and love, like black pepper and cardamom, which thrive in its humid, shaded undergrowth. The Eastern Himalayas, another hotspot, provides a unique blend of climates due to altitude variation and proximity to the monsoons. This leads to a different suite of plant adaptations, contributing to the overall botanical richness. The sheer variety of habitats fosters an explosion of plant life, each developing its own chemical signature. So, why do these plants produce such strong flavors and aromas? It is often part of an evolutionary arms race. Plants cannot run away from predators. insects, fungi, or larger herbivores. So, they develop complex chemical compounds as a defense mechanism, making themselves less appealing or even toxic to those that would consume them. These aromatic compounds, which we perceive as flavor, are essentially sophisticated chemical signals. Sometimes they are bitter to deter browsing, sometimes antimicrobial to fight off rot, or sometimes they attract specific pollinators or seed dispersers. The sheer biodiversity in India meant more pressure, leading to more diverse and potent chemical innovations. The process begins with specific ecological niches. For instance, black pepper Piper nigrum absolutely thrives in the hot, humid, and well-drained soils of the Western Ghats. It is a climbing vine, often growing up trees, relying on the forest canopy for partial shade and the abundant moisture of the monsoon season. Its perfect home is right there. Cardamom, often called the queen of spices, prefers an even more specific environment, the shaded understory of evergreen forests, particularly in the moist, cool hills of the Western Ghats. It needs dappled sunlight, rich organic soil, and high humidity, making its requirements quite precise. This very specific niche helped it evolve its unique flavor. Then, something interesting happens with turmeric. This vibrant golden spice comes from the rhizome, an underground stem of a plant that flourishes in warm, humid conditions with plenty of rain, typical of India's tropical and subtropical regions. Its underground nature protects it, while the climate allows it to develop its potent compounds. What emerges is cinnamon, a spice derived from the inner bark of specific trees. While some species originate from Sri Lanka historically and geographically close to the Indian subcontinent, the climate and soil conditions in parts of southern India are also perfectly suited for growing cinnamon varieties. This emphasizes the regional environmental consistency. Even cloves and nutmeg, though often associated with the Spice Islands, the Maluku Islands, were historically and ecologically part of the broader Indian Ocean trade network, and their optimal growing conditions share many similarities with India's coastal tropical regions. The whole region benefited from similar environmental patterns. The vast Gangetic Plains, though known for their agricultural fertility, contribute a different kind of spice profile, often associated with seeds like cumin, coriander, and mustard. These plants prefer the slightly less humid but still fertile conditions of the plains. This shows how distinct zones support distinct spice types. Building on that, the Deccan Plateau, a large, elevated region in southern India, offers yet another set of conditions, generally drier, but with unique soil compositions and rain patterns. This leads to specialized adaptations and thus distinct native flora, further diversifying the chemical landscape of the subcontinent. The extensive river systems, like the Indus, Ganges, and Brahmaputra, do not just provide water, they act as ecological corridors. They aid in seed dispersal, create fertile alluvial soils, and carve out microclimates along their banks, further enriching the botanical diversity and allowing different spice plants to spread and establish. Beyond the natural factors, ancient Indian civilizations played a massive role. They developed deep knowledge of these plants, understanding their properties, learning how to cultivate them, and integrating them into their cuisine, medicine, and rituals. This ancient wisdom helped preserve and propagate many spice species. The active cultivation and domestication of these plants over millennia further shaped the spice landscape. Humans selected four desired traits: stronger flavor, higher yield, easier harvesting. This partnership between nature and human intervention solidified India's position as a global spice hub, nurturing the very plants we cherish. Consider Europe by contrast. Its climate is largely temperate, without the extreme variations in humidity, rainfall, and temperature zones packed into a relatively small area like India. Europe had fewer vast rainforests, fewer distinct monsoon patterns, and a different geological history that resulted in a less diverse native flora suitable for potent spices. The result? Europe was largely bereft of the exotic spices that thrived in India. While Europe had herbs like thyme, rosemary, and sage, it lacked the intensely aromatic and complex flavors of black pepper, ginger, turmeric, or cardamom. This scarcity made Indian spices incredibly valuable, driving centuries of exploration and trade. Ultimately, it all comes down to a perfect storm of interconnected factors. India's unique geography, with its towering mountains, vast coastlines, and diverse plateaus, creates an incredible array of microclimates. These varied environments, fueled by the life-giving monsoon, fostered an unparalleled biodiversity. This biodiversity, in turn, led to an intense evolutionary pressure, prompting plants to develop a staggering array of chemical compounds, their natural defenses and attractants. These compounds are precisely what we have come to know and love as spices. It was not just luck, it was a natural, beautiful outcome of its environment. The core idea is that India's status as the land of spices is not just a cultural or historical accident. It is a profound ecological story, a testament to how extreme geographical diversity, combined with specific climatic patterns like the monsoon, can unleash an incredible explosion of plant life and unique chemical adaptations. A truly fascinating natural phenomenon